How I ended up with my nephew towing me back to shore on my latest kayaking trip. If you want to know about kayaking, I'm your girl. Love it. I've had tons of kayaks. I have, I think, 4 in storage right now, ready to go out on the water. But there was this one time that my family was getting together for my husband's birthday, and I brought all of my kayaks. Some people don't really like the water much in his family, but several of us decided we were going to go kayaking. So several of the nieces and nephews and whatever went out to go kayaking. So there I am on my kayak. It is a sit-on-top kayak, so it doesn't have very high sides. So it's pretty close to the water. You're basically just floating right on top of the water. I'm just goofing around, harassing my nieces and my nephews. I'm really one of the only adults willing to go out on the water, and so I'm monitoring them. So I've been out on the water all day to make it so that my nieces and nephews can go out. I'm also a pretty strong swimmer. The other adults, more or less, trusted me to watch their kids. So there I am, sitting on the lake. All of a sudden, this boat comes by. And if you've ever gone kayaking, especially in a sit-on-top kayak, if a boat comes by, it makes these big waves. So these big waves happen, right? And they rock my kayak, and I'm still goofing around, not paying enough attention, and suddenly my kayak flips over. Now keep in mind, I'm supposed to be the adult with all the experience that's out on the water, keeping track of the kids. Flips over. Because I'm such an experienced kayaker, I hadn't actually attached the chair to the kayak because I was sitting in it, so my weight is holding the chair in the kayak. But when the kayak flips over, guess what happened to the chair? It just sunk to the bottom of the lake. No more kayak chair. That's not great. On top of that, I've never been very good at getting back into kayaks or canoes. When I was in camp, I actually had to have someone stay back with me, and the two of us had to work together to figure out how to get me back in the kayak or in the canoe because we were going on a week-long trip on the water. So that's always been a downfall of mine. No matter how heavy I was, no matter how young I was, I've always had trouble getting back in. Needless to say, my nephew tries to help me get back in the kayak, and it doesn't work. Ultimately, what we ended up doing was he towed me back to shore. He took the front end of my kayak, I took the back end of my kayak, and I'm pushing my kayak as I'm swimming while my nephew pulls me and the kayak into shore. So that was pretty embarrassing, and I still haven't heard the end of it to this day, and that's been several years ago. But the reason I'm telling you this story is because just like that, even though I had the experience, even though I have all the kayaks, even though I love kayaking and being on the water more than almost anything, sometimes things happen. And it's the same with your video content. And so I recommend that you join us in the YouTube Video for Biz Challenge so that you can get help learning how to overcome those setbacks. Everybody has them. If you want to use YouTube, which is the #1 traffic source, to bring you leads, clients, and sales, I'm the one that's going to help you with that. Join us for the challenge. It's only $1. Go to MyScheduledBiz.com/challenge and join us.